Captain's log. Stardate May 9th, whatever it is. Is it May 9th? It is. It's Wednesday, May 9th. This is my captain's log. This is my rantings and I would say ravings, but I really don't take it that far. It's more of a mild, I would say babbling. Babbling is a good. Hey, look at that. I got GM right off the rip. Good morning. I was all ready for just like a blank, just like, all right, here I am talking to my laptop again. And there's a person, a real person with a beating heart, was about to then crash. You leaving me already? Well, you can do that while you hang out, right? At least start me off, GM. What should I talk about? Should I mention some of your favorite topics? I could talk about anything, but if like nobody's here, what was I going to talk about? Usually the title. I'll go back to the title, Finding Your Way, which is really just like an illusion, I think, because there's no finding. You're there. Yeah, got a big fat one rolled, huh? I don't know about that. I hear it's nice, but it's illegal, I'm too scared to try it. What topic? Oh, I don't know. What's your favorite topics? I know the only two ones I know for sure are like the pedogate stuff and space stuff, or lack thereof. Mass incarceration, mass incarceration, prison numbers going up. I would imagine. I've heard things that they're just putting more and more people in prison. So for like a workforce, more and more laws, more and more rules. Unicor. That sounds familiar. What is it, like a prison company or something? One of those private prisons. I was watching this. I think they tell us everything. The feds are building 4 prisons a year. They kind of warn us through movies. What was I watching? I think it was Colony. It was that same dude from Lost, the guy with the kind of longer blonde hair. I don't know if you're into TV, but basically the premises is like they got this aliens come to Earth and they basically be like, boom, we take over. Like, all right, bitches, we're in charge. So everybody, all of a sudden, people either they got to conform to the new alien government and they keep on sending people. I think they call it to the colony. And they're sending them to these slave factories in space. But basically what they're doing is just burning them up for labor. And they're trying to eliminate, basically what you find out is they're trying to actually extinguish them, kill them all. So, yeah, slave labor is not even the worst possible scenario. Extermination would be the worst scenario. So they could, the prisons and the labor camps and all that could just be just a way to round people up to get them all in one place so they can, do the job. Unicor is in most prisons to it's slave labor. 23 cents a day is okay. I had a friend that was in prison. I'll have to ask him if he knows anything about that. I think, and some of them though, I think prison sucks so bad that really a lot of these guys would rather be doing something. I know I would rather be doing something. Honestly, I would really rather work than just, almost being given nothing to do. I think for a lot of people, it's more of a punishment than not doing anything. Unless it's, of course, if you're just, the conditions you're under are extreme and terrible, then that's no good. So, I'm not necessarily against doing something with prisoners, but I definitely am against increasing the prison population for with bullshit laws, like, the drug laws, basically. Yeah, they got to be busy. Yeah, I know it should be. I mean, it should be focused on the like helping the prisoner come back to society. Really, that should be the goal, and it's just not. It's just all money and greed. Money and greed makes the world go round, right? We live in a paradoxical world. Like, I don't know. And I don't get how some people just don't buy it at all. Like, how can you really, you know, I don't know. How can you believe anything the government says anymore? How can you believe anything anymore? That's what I want to know. I mean, how do people just, yeah, it's all conspiracies. Everything is, everything they tell you is true. Explains of activities in prison. Oh, you played chess. Yeah, yeah. It depends on the type of person. I think actually, I mean, I think I'm the type of person I feel like I could be fine either way. I'll find something to do. I hope I don't ever have to experience that. I didn't know you were actually you were in prison, GM. Um, well, I can understand that's probably an issue that you know, you're concerned with. Baby boomers are still stuck. It's the TV generation, huh? Really? Sold acid. How long did they how long were you there for that? Which, by the way, I don't think you should have been. I mean, in my opinion, you know, I don't think the government should have anything to say. Shit, man. That is ugh, that pisses me off. It just I mean, if you think about it, and the kind of people that you were in there with, some of the people that were probably got out sooner than you that probably should have been in there longer. I mean, that's the way it is. But the norm were probably more people in there like you who were like bullshit crimes. Um, wow. For selling a product that people want that's not deadly unless you're a freaking moron and you don't understand the seriousness of it. I mean, I agree. It's a serious. That's a serious. Acid's a serious drug, and I don't necessarily agree. Like it just like yeah, free. Just like whatever. Let all the kids try it or whatever. But I mean, to like put somebody away for that long. A lot of famous heads, huh? Cool. Well, I mean, I guess that's a plus. Yeah, I got a buddy that's just got out of prison. He was there for 5 years. 5 years, I think 5 years. And he's out now. He's still on parole. Um, yeah, it was my friends, right? Yeah, and it probably, I'm sure it's like, yeah, that wasn't mine. But yeah, they get you for something. It's like they may get you for something that you didn't. Not exactly the right thing, huh? Well, that's well. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't. I never knew that. It really was though. Conspiracy law, huh? It really was what? But I definitely don't agree with. I mean, putting people for selling an illegal product. You're getting more time than people committing violent crimes. And I really think the reason that they're so hard on drug dealers is because you're really cutting into their. I really believe the government and the drug cartels are very closely tied together. Oh yeah, it really wasn't your acid. I believe you, GM. Although I believe acid is actually a better drug than ecstasy. I mean, ecstasy can be crap, can be mixed with all kinds of stuff that's really not that good for you. Of course, acid can make you go crazy if you take too much of it, but taking, I think having at least, a few trips is probably a good thing. Okay. You're just a driver. I drove him to the drug deal, but I was part of the conspiracy. So that's not those amounts. 20, 20,000? Shit. 20,000 hits. Man, that's a lot of acid. Most I ever saw was like, I think like somebody had a stack of like, I think it was like 1,000. It's like these squares. It's very small, which, yeah, I guess 20,000 hits, you could probably have, put it in your pocket. But that's messed up, man. But like I was saying, I really believe that the reason they're so hard with the drug laws and the sentencing is because they are the cartels. They're one and the same. The drug cartels and the government. So they don't want, competition. My connect is whose acid it was. His connect was a producer from MTV. He got no time, really. And it's just bullshit, man. See, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Acid is controlled by the CIA to use hippies and ravers to distribute it. Yeah. It's probably a special kind too. I think if you're going to trip, the best way is just to go out and find you some peyote cactus or some wild mushroom, psilocybin mushrooms, and make that way. You make sure it's all natural. Any product, anything that's like packaged, anything that's distilled, concentrated, like these new, like I don't know what to think about these new things the kids are doing, these dabs, the wax, and all that. Um, I mean, maybe it's fine, but I just anything that it's been like it's just it could be messed with. Anything that's like down to that concentrated little dose, or you really don't know what it is. But if it's still in the raw plant material, I mean, I guess that could be messed with too. Uh, that's why I just I don't do nothing for the most part. Oh yeah. Well, so, and if you make it, and I was like, yeah, the only way it's good is if like you're making it, then you know exactly what's in there. But once it leaves your hands, it's like, how does anybody else know what could have been slipped in there or left out, or a lot of times they dilute things, or it's dangerous. Huh? Yeah, you screw up and you could test it out on like a dog or something first. Yeah, I bet it is. And I bet you part of the reason is that see they don't want like common people waking up, you know. Acid's not a drug that people really get addicted to. I mean, there are acid heads, but for the most part, people trip and then they're gonna be like, whoa, yeah, I don't need to do that again. It's like, hey, yeah, let's do that again tomorrow. That's not the response most people have, in my experience. But people can get addicted to the experience. But I think for the most part, when people take those kinds of drugs, they actually, uh, I don't know, they like think about their lives. They see things. You see things in a different perspective. It's a trip because you go somewhere. You go. you almost be you're not yourself, but then you see yourself. It's weird. It's a different perception. It's a different way of seeing everything. Everything becomes clear in a different way, like of seeing yourself, seeing the world. I think that's part of the reason why they're so strict on it. Really, I mean, I really feel like it automatically, like once you do that, it automatically takes you to this plane um, of existence, of knowing that they can't help but fix some things that are broken about you. Like let's say, like until, like say, you go through your whole life, you've never done anything like that, then all of a sudden you do it. I'm not saying necessarily it's going to make you a better person, but you're going to see things that you can't unsee, and they will forever be with you. And a lot of those things, and I think for the most part, a lot of the time it's a positive. I mean, that's why, like, native cultures, like a boy got to a certain age, they give him some hallucinogenic, plant or whatever, ayahuasca, probably different in different, whatever region they are in, whatever they could find. And, usually go off on his own and go have this experience, go become a man. And I think it's a good thing. You know, I think it should be not just like restricted and forbidden by the society, but more of kind of revered, like the ancient cultures, and seen, kind of promoted as a something you do to, uh, when you're in that place of seeking, or that place, or transformation. Just an experience to have to change. I don't know, if it was viewed that way, not as like a party thing, just like, hey, let's go get messed up. Which that's how a lot of people view drugs. It's just an escape. But nevertheless, you do it. Even if that's the reason you do it. These kids, like you're saying, it's like this big party drug. GM says, I think the spiritual feeling is temporary when you first try. I was tripped enough. It's predictable. Yeah, I mean, you lose it. Yeah, that's why, like I said, like one time, you really don't need. Yeah, once you start repeating, every time you do it, and the closer you do it together, it's diminished. It's definitely diminished. So really, like, you got maybe, you know, I would say 3 to 5 good trips. And then if you trip more than that, they're not going to be, there's really no point in to do it. Really, for most people, there's no point to do it. Like, I really think more than once, but for some, for like more of the shamanistic kind of person, the shaman would do it more to kind of keep in touch. Hundreds. You're permanently there, huh? Well, you're a shaman. Everybody's got their own, path they're taking. But for the most of the population, I think it's, at least 1 or 2 times is a good thing. Like out in your school, all those jocks. I mean, what was the environment? Were people cool? Were they chill? Or was it just probably any other school? I mean, it's you're West Coast. I remember my dad. My dad said he remembers his school being really rough. People fight. Just kids fight. A lot of fighting out in the West Coast. That's my impression. The boys are real rowdy. You think so? Every 2 to 5 years? Think I'm overdue then. I'm waiting to find a babysitter. It's the gang capital. LA? Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. All right. Yeah, it's this culture of just like turf warfare. Oh, you're here, you exist. What gang are you with, right? Who you gonna, who's protecting you? You need protection, right? It's not like that out here, East Coast, you know. Yeah, I think people are more civil in a way. Like in the, just in that sense of, but there are fights in schools. There are definitely fights. I was not much of I managed to avoid fighting. I will I will talk my way. I will usually like if somebody's upset, I don't really have any desire to fight them. It's hard to make me really angry to the point of wanting to hurt someone. My ex came close on one. I'm from one of the biggest graffiti crews. Well, I always love graffiti. When I go in the big cities, I haven't been out west much. My dad's from out west, but when I go to New York, love to, see all the graffiti. I think it's so colorful. Got to be tough, huh? It's like the urban jungle. This is like you see in the movies, right? Kids wandering around, carrying sticks, beating the shit out of each other. Good times. Boy. Well, time is it? Just thought about my kid. My kid's gonna be waking up. Gotta make French toasts. I'm pretty good at making French toast now. I make a lot of French toast, like Death Wish. Is that a movie? I have to check that one out. I've been searching 80s movies to watch with my kids. I got a 4-year-old, so nothing too harsh. We watched Kindergarten Cop yesterday. It's not a brain tumor. What else do we watch? Wizard of Oz. That's old, 1939. Um, what else did we watch the other day? Oh yeah, Batteries Not Included. My wife liked it. She liked all that. Got to watch Death Wish 3. Okay, I'll check that out. Netflix or they don't have much. That's all I got though. I did have this Kodi app. I got to update it. You can pretty much watch anything. I need to get one of those Fire Sticks or something. Little box, something where I can watch all that good stuff. Well, I'm glad you joined me, GM. That was awesome timing. You came in and really enjoyed chatting with you. It made it easy to talk. Something to bounce off of. It's not good. Well, some things are so bad that they're good. It's like it's so cheesy, or it's just so I don't know. That's like you watch it for that reason, for that effect. But yeah, I'm gonna start making the French toast and getting ready for work. Got a new member of the crew joining today. Got to watch Tough Turf. All right, check that out. I like you can actually go back and read your chats now. So if like somebody says something, I can always go back and check it out. But yeah, come do a live show with me sometime. Thanks for talking, GM. Thanks for sharing your story. It was interesting to know. I didn't know any of that. Hope you have a great day, man. And everyone else too. Peace out.